y'all, I want to start this. I do want to start this out talking about finishing up what I was going to say about Krishan Rock in the last live stream, because I really didn't get to talk about their situation as extensively as I wanted to. I wanted to go into, because there was a video where Blueface is sitting up with, I'm assuming, his baby mom, because his son is in the video. I let you guys hear the audio, but I didn't get to give the commentary on it that I wanted to give on it. And so I kind of want to do that now. I need to send out a link really quickly, you guys, so bear with me, because my sisters are going to be joining. Two of them are going to be joining. Let me turn on my camera, because I am going to be on the camera, but two of my sisters are going to be joining. So I need to send out this link real quickly. So I need y'all to bear with me when I send out this link. But listen, I want to talk about, because it's really, really important for us to get standards, expectations, and boundaries. And I don't really like Krishan and Blue Rock. I think Krishan and Blueface. I really feel like their situation is janky all the way around. Well, trust and believe we're going to get into this Megan and Jonathan Majors thing, because listen, I'm not falling for the okie doke. Some people are, but I'm not. But when we talk about this Krishan Rock and Blueface thing, there was a video, and I'm gonna come out and say this now. Listen, there is just no way, even though all throughout my relationship history, I have not had standards, expectations, or boundaries. These are some things I've had to establish by trial and error, just as a method of protecting me from dealing with drama, dealing with betrayal, dealing with BS, and so on and so forth. Because if you don't have standards, expectations, and boundaries, a man or a woman or anybody will put you through whatever it is they want to put you through, just so you know. It is important to establish standards, expectations, and boundaries so that, number one, you have a frame of reference to go by that sets the tone for what you will tolerate, what you will not tolerate, what you need your partner to show up in the relationship doing and looking like. And the boundaries are to say, look, if you cross this line by engaging in whatever behavior, A, B, C, D, and E, then you'll get cut off. The problem for a lot of people with standards, boundaries, and expectations is that it requires self-love, and it requires consistency, and it requires the wherewithal, and it requires you to not think emotionally. Because if you have to cut someone off because they violated or crossed your boundaries, you can't be in your feelings, because you have to be prepared to walk away. People will try you. People will see where they can get away with, what they can get away with. And really, they do it from the time that they're a little baby, a toddler. Because I told you guys, and you guys don't believe me when I say that humans by nature are exploitative. I don't know why. I just know that they are. And the reality of it is the reason why you have to nip certain behaviors in the bud with children is because children will test you out to see how far they can go, to see which boundaries they can violate, to see which lines they can cross. And quite frankly, they also want to see what you're going to do if they cross that line. So it's inbred in humans, really, we could say, to try people. It's embedded in them to try. And so if somebody tries you, you have to be willing to implement a consequence. Krishan Rock is not willing to implement any consequences against Blueface. She's just not. She has no standards, no boundaries. The only expectation that she has is that Blueface shows up. There is no expectation that he's nice. There's no expectation that he treats her well. There's no expectation that he respects her. And because there's no expectations, there also are no consequences. And that's largely a problem. That's a problem. So imagine, and I'm telling y'all to imagine, because I cannot imagine myself dealing with a man who's on a public platform, sitting up in front of his baby mama, calling me all kinds of bitches, laughing at me with said baby mama. And I'm assuming he was with his baby's mom because Blueface is not the primary caregiver of his son. He's not the primary caregiver of his son. Yet, even though he's not the primary caregiver of his son, he was still around having a conversation. There was a woman in the background laughing. I'm pretty sure you guys know there was a woman in the background laughing, meaning if he got somebody in the background laughing, they both laughing at her. Yet, even though he's not the primary caregiver of his, the whole time this was echoing and y'all ain't let me know. Wow. How
I don't hear an echo.
You didn't hear an echo?
No.
Oh, maybe they didn't hear one either. Oh, okay. Well, if they didn't hear an echo, they didn't hear an echo. But welcome, Ella.
Thank you.
Onyx says she's going to come on too. I need to individually send her the link.
If you want, I can send it to her. Oh, yeah, I can send it if you want.
Yeah, because she said she's doing something, so she's just going to hop on when she can. She's not even at home. But Ella, so what I was talking about is this Chrisean Rock and Blueface situation, because I was talking about them on my last live stream, and I had to get off the live stream because I ran out of time. Oh yeah, I had a premiere going at the same time. I forgot to change the premiere. I forgot to change it. But this man set up in front of his baby mama on a public platform, calling her all kind of bitches and hoes, talking about how stupid she is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just going in on her. Like, he keeps going in on her because she's pregnant, which I think is really trash, because when this child grows up and sees all this stuff with the parents all over social media, dad sitting there talking about how he don't want the baby, Chrisean Rock going in and out of, he's saying he ain't gonna be there for me, I'm gonna keep the baby. Like, they sit up on public platforms discussing whether or not she should even have this baby. Meanwhile, she's supposed to be 20 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, that's very trifling and inconsiderate. That baby can be emotionally scarred. There's no way they're going to be able to hide that information from them. He or she is going to see it. So, I mean, calling the baby bitch in the house, he's calling the mother.
Calling Chrisean Rock bitch in the house.
Right. I mean, that's deplorable. It's extremely trifling. I think it's extremely damaging for a daughter to hear her father refer to a woman as anything other than a woman or a lady. So for him to be calling the mother of his child bitches and hoes is extremely damaging for that little kid's psyche.
Yep. And if the baby sees it when it gets older, it's going to come to the conclusion that it
wasn't wanted.
Yeah, it wasn't wanted. And the only reason Chrisean Rock wanted it was so that, because she thinks it's going to keep her rooted to Blueface. She thinks he's going to ingratiate her within his family. And it's like, that ain't going to happen. If the man don't want you, a kid that he also doesn't want is not going to, like that's not going to do anything. You can't have a kid to bring a man closer to you if he don't want you or the kid. And he doesn't want her.
Yeah.
Like, she might as well be a piggy bank at this point, like an ATM card, because all he does is exploit her for money. Like, he doesn't like her. He keeps blatantly showing publicly that he doesn't. And then you have Black women, and I would say something to the Black women who identify with Chrisean Rock. I'm side-eyeing you at this point. I really feel like you got that same trifling hood rat mentality. If you like Chrisean Rock, that says a lot about you. Because here's the thing, Chrisean Rock is no victim. And the problem that Chrisean has is that she is just as problematic as Blueface. She really is. She's not a victim. She's a willing participant. This is not about her being brainwashed. This is not about her being tricked. Like, this dude is all over the internet putting everything out in the open. Everybody knows their business. So y'all are not going to keep saying, well, he has her brainwashed. And I think I was watching something, I think it was Cocktails with Queens, where they're sitting there talking about, oh, he plies her with alcohol. This is a 23-year-old grown woman. If she doesn't want to drink alcohol, she knows how to say, no, I don't want to drink alcohol.
Wait, she's drinking while pregnant?
She wasn't drinking while pregnant, but in the first stages, she was like sitting around smoking blunts while she was pregnant. She was doing that. Like, some people were saying that they saw her drinking in the early stages. And look, a lot of women, they don't know that they're pregnant in the early stages, so they may do whatever they've been doing until they find out. But she already knew. So her and Blueface came out justifying smoking weed in the early stages of their pregnancy. I'm not going to say whether or not smoking weed is dangerous to the fetus of a baby, but the reality is, when you fighting out in the street like a hood rat or twerking in a club when you're pregnant, then that probably does bear. Like, she was out fighting and a group of people fighting in the early stages of her pregnancy.
Wow. Yeah, maybe she needs to take some time to grow up before she has a child. But I mean, if she's trying to, like Blueface, if she's trying to keep a child with him for financial means, then maybe that can be her niche. But to try to get him to be in the child's life, to try to have him embrace her as a potential partner or life partner, like, that's just silliness. It doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't really seem like she's mature enough to have a child to begin with. If you're out clubbing and stuff and actually swaying back and forth, they're clearly not thinking about the child in the long run anyway. Like, right now, she's not thinking about the child, its well-being, it's, how her actions are going to affect him. And the dude is not, because he doesn't care, he doesn't want a kid, and he definitely doesn't want one with her. So it just doesn't make any sense for her to be having a child to begin with. If I was her, I would count my losses and not have a child. But I mean,
she gonna have that kid. And look, Ella, she was in she had done a video showing in the hospital, like, when she found out she was pregnant. So she was there when she was pregnant. She had cameras going, I'm assuming with Zeus. She was announcing that she was pregnant. And then later, literally the same day she went to the doctor to confirm that she was pregnant was the same day she was getting into a fight with like 4 different chicks out in a parking lot. And then she was in a gym deadlifting 300 pounds when it's like, when you're pregnant, you ain't, listen, 20 pounds max. There's no doctor that's authorizing you to deadlift 300-pound weights while you're pregnant. So the girl wasn't taking her pregnancy seriously anyway. But the reality is, the problem that Chrisean Rock is having is that she is just as problematic as Blueface. Now, people can sit up there and say Blueface is brainwashing her and he have her trapped in a situation. No, he doesn't. Chrisean is doing exactly what Chrisean wants to do at the end of the day. If at any time she wants to pay attention to what Blueface is showing her and telling her, which a lot of women don't, and listen, anything that I say, with the exception of allowing a man to beat on me, there would be times where some of those signs would show up, but it's like, hey, I'm jumping ship when those signs show up. If you start verbally abusing me, that's enough for me to exit relationship right there. It just is for me. So some of these situations I've been through, and through trial and error, it has taught me to develop standards, boundaries, and expectations. But the problem that Chrisean Rock is having is, one, she cares about Blueface more than she cares about herself. And number two, she's too afraid to lose Blueface. And Blueface already knows that. So therefore, he runs amok. He exploits her. He sits on public platforms and call her bitches and hoes, while other women that he with is laughing at her. And she sits up here and she tolerates it. Like, how many different times do this man got to tell you he don't like you? He don't want you. He even said he's staying on her neck because bitches know what they signed up for. And I'm just thinking to myself, how are you not turning this dude into the trick that he obviously is? Because you can look at Blueface's energy, and a different type of woman would literally be running Blueface. The right type of woman would be putting Blueface in his place, period. So they would be getting a different result. But Krishan Rock doesn't have enough self-value, and she's too afraid to lose a bandit who is disrespectful anyway. So she's going to do is get what she's getting.
Right, because it seems like, you know how they say some people attract a certain type. So it seems like if she's accepting all that disrespect and humiliation and berating, like she's accepting all that, she's going to accept it within her next relationship, unless she decides, you know, I'm better than that. I deserve more. Like my child deserves better. You know, unless she comes into herself, her frontal lobe instantly fully developed or something. But it doesn't, I mean, with her actions, it doesn't seem like that's the case. Maybe she'll get to come into Jesus, whatever, you know. But she definitely, I would recommend some counseling. I'm going to say that. I don't know what's going on with her dad, if she ever had one. But I mean, there's so much to unpack and what I'm hearing and what's going on. It just is so damaging. And if she doesn't fix it fast, like, it's just going to get worse for her, worse for her child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost wondering, like, how are they saying that he's controlling her?
One girl,
they
said he controls her, he brainwashes her, and it's like there's no possible way she can be brainwashed when he's literally telling her all of this stuff on a public platform, right in her face, being raw, being obnoxious, and very disrespectful with this. So there's literally no way he could be brainwashing her. Absolutely. Brainwashing involves largely, for the most part, deception. He's not deceiving her.
Right. It seems like he's pretty openly disrespecting her. It's not like it's a secret. It's not like it's a public platform humiliation. So, yeah.
You cutting out a little bit, Ella.
So with a young person, a guy could be extremely horrible, right? And then there's this circle where they're extremely horrible and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then they, you know, just lavish you with love and affection and gifts and stuff, and then it starts getting worse and worse, and then he's blaming it on her, but like, oh, because you're trifling, you're doing all this and that, and then it's like, oh, then he's horrible, and then he's like, oh, but I love you and I need you, I miss you. I'm assuming that's her situation, because otherwise she just look hella stupid.
Yeah.
But that's definitely something that happens, you know. I can't act like what she's doing is like only something that she goes through, because it's not.
It's absolutely not. Actually,
right.
What going through is very, very common. And that's why I try to, especially in the Black community, because I really feel like in the Black community, we normalize DB. And I can see how. The dynamic has been abusive since forever. And it's just like, I liken it to, at a certain
point. And we're
point,
taught to accept it. Remember, we're taught to accept it, right or not.
Yeah, we are. And look, the thing is, it's been commonplace in the Black community to accept abuse. Like, we're literally brainwashed and conditioned to do it. And the thing of it is that when your dynamic becomes something, it becomes the norm to where you feel like this is just a way of life, much like how I'm sure at a certain point in time, like when new victims of slavery were born on a plantation, I'm pretty sure at some point in their mind that was the norm. That was the law of the land. They may not have liked it or become comfortable, but they've become comfortable with it, and they feel like this is the way that it's supposed to be because this is what they're born into. This is the dynamic of the Black community, where for so long there's been this cyclical DV situation between Black men and Black women as a community, really. Like, you see Black men, and that's why I say Krishan Rock and Blueface are the walking examples of the dynamic in the Black community. They really are.
Right.
Because so many Black women go through it, and we don't recognize what the DV cycle actually looks like. And I think we need to start becoming familiar with what that cycle actually looked like, so we can understand that that's how the dynamic functions in the community.
It's super easy to get sucked up in it. It's super easy to especially there's the highs are
You're boring, Ella.
the lows. It's not like, you're just super, the dude is just a douche all the time. It's not like he's,
Ella, you're boring.
himself to be this horrible person that he's presenting, that we're seeing him the highlights on social media. He can't be that way all the time, or no one's gonna be with him. No one, It's like, unless you're like just a massive. I'm gonna stop talking because I want it all.
Well, I was texting you
I'm
because
just saying there's no way that his behavior can be consistently as damaging as we're seeing it, because no one's gonna be with that, and that's the problem, is the fact that they do present well often.
So Ella, I have to give them the clip note version of what you're saying because you're cutting out. I text you because your connection keeps cutting out. Ella, we can't hear you.
Dreamboat and you.
Ella, because I want to read this comment, so I have to.
I didn't say anything. I said, you can't hear me at all?
No, we can hear you. It just keeps boring and cutting out.
Okay.
So Van Man said, I'm a heterosexual Black man, but encourage Black women to date and marry interracially for protection and financial stability. I would encourage Black women to not go towards a certain particular race, but to definitely open up their options. Like, at this point, it's just foolish for you not to. And it's interesting because I spent so much time on this platform condemning Black women from interracially dating. But listen, everybody have moments when they're wrong. And during that time, I was wrong, and I have no problem admitting it. And that's why I'm doing the work to correct it, because I was wrong. Black women absolutely need to date. You absolutely need to open up your options. You will be doing yourself a favor. You will be doing the Black community a favor, and you will be doing Black men a favor. If you open up your options, give them some competition, and find better men. They should not have open access to you. And the open access that they have is what's continuing this arrogant, nasty, I'm desirable and I got options and you don't, so I'm gonna abuse and exploit you. The best.
No, I'm the prize.
Huh?
They're literally saying they're the prize.
Exactly. The best thing you can do as a Black woman is to prove them wrong. Call they bluff, please. Like, I really, and that's my thing. I'm a firm believer in calling somebody's bluff. I really am, because some people have to be shown. Black men are very stubborn. They are very, very stubborn. They're arrogant. They're set in their ways. They're used to getting whatever they want out of Black women. And if Black women are going to get the change that they want, which I don't think you should be focused on Black men changing, because they don't want to change and they don't see anything to change. But if you were going to get them to change, the only way you would do that is to walk away. Right. And go find better men and show them that you have options. Show them that if they don't give you what you want, you are willing and able and definitely will go find somebody else who will. And there's other men who will give you what you want. Your standards are not too high. And that's why I think Black women need to understand your standards are too low. They are not too high. There is nobody on the face of the earth looks back on their dating experience and says, I should have lowered my standards. No, nobody does.
Right.
But there are women who say, I should have had more standards. I should have raised them. I should have had more boundaries. I should have had higher expectations. You need to have standards, boundaries, and expectations. You just need to. You need to. That is your protection. It's your protection. But Ella, do you know what's been going on with Brian McKnight?
No, but I would love to know. I saw a video of him just recently, and Man, I do can think.
I think Brian McKnight is in the wrong community. And I don't mean, when I say he in the wrong community, I don't mean he in a Black community. That's not what I mean. I think this man belongs in the LGBTQ community. And I've always thought that about Brian McKnight.
I mean, he seems a little fruity in the booty.
He really does. Like, he seems like he's in the wrong community. And I've always said, you know, since I've started looking at the research of them dating interracially, and this does not apply to Black women. I want y'all to understand that Black women dating out is completely different. I don't even think Black women dating out should be compared to Black men dating out. Like, it's not the same. The reasons aren't the same. The success levels are not the same. Nothing is the same. The only thing that will be the same is the fact that you have two groups of people dating out. But that's where the similarities end. So when I say this does not apply to Black women. When a Black man dates out, you should always question his sexuality. You should question it. Like, for example, and this is just going to be a sidebar, Ice-T coming out talking about he's more connected to his white daughter than his children with non-white women, and that said child still sleeps in the bed with him and Coco. That level of degeneracy, yeah.
Ew, like what?
Yep, he said they sleep in the bed with the daughter. They still sleep in the bed. Them as a couple. Now, you already, listen, Ice-T only promotes sexual degeneracy. He said the main appeal of Coco was that normally, and he was talking about why it was better to be with a woman of no color, and he said that with Coco, because she's white, he would normally have to like lie and hide whatever they do on tour. But he was like, what he likes about her is that she would just join in. So whatever he's doing is not a problem because she will just join in. So threesome, whatever, they don't have a situation with cheating. He is talking about that baby, mind you, that is over the age of 3, that Coco said she's still breastfeeding, is sleeping in the bed with her and Ice-T. Do y'all put the baby out the bed when you choose to get it in, or do you just leave her in there?
They leave her in there.
I think they leave her in there too. I really think they leave her in there too. But there's a level of, I say that to say, there's a certain level of degeneracy that resides in a bandit who, specifically the ones who date out, specifically the ones who do. I really do believe that before they come out and announce that they're in the LGBTQ community, they are with women of no color. That is the last step for them. And
absolutely
happened like that in some situations. It has happened like that, where there will be a Black man, he's swearing off dating Black women. He only dates exclusively women of no color, and then he comes out. That's happened with certain Black men. But I said that to say that,
because he was probably able to have 3 ways with the woman of no color, and she not say anything about it. And the 3 ways being two guys and a girl, and she was probably just happy, super ecstatic to have it. But a Black woman's gonna look at you side eye if you kind of comfortable having 3 ways with 2 dudes and a chick. Like, we're like, oh, this is what you're about.
He said that himself. He said that with the Black, he would have to lie about what he's doing. He couldn't bring her. If he brought her on tour, he wouldn't be able to have fun, i.e. cheat with all these different people. But he said with Coco, he's able to just do all of that. So there's a level of degeneracy that he wants to engage in that he feels like she allows him to. I believe that Brian McKnight is the same. And I do believe that sooner or later, Brian McKnight may or may not be exposed for being in some questionable situation with the man. Now, if that is who Brian McKnight wants to be with, I think that that's who he should just be with. And I think that it says something about Black men. The fact that we have this down low situation that's really not in anybody else's community, because if you think about it, people of no color in their community, they don't have a down low situation. And meaning the down low situation is pretending that you are straight and being in relationships with women when you really like men. That is literally like specific to the Black community. People of no color tend to take more pride in what they do than Black people do. And the down low phenomena has actually been created. The term has been created based on Black people.
They're used to, right. People of no color are used to being okay with everything. Like with people being okay with it. They're okay with being deviants in any kind of way. They're okay with, they get away with smoking the marijuana. They get okay with smoking coke or snorting coke. They get okay with anything, everything that they do is fine for them to do it. It's just, they're just partying and they're just having a little fun, you know.
Why do you think they get away with it, Ella? Why do you think they get away with it? Do you think they get away with it because they're white?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that is the reason why.
I don't think they get away with it because they're white. Can I tell you my theory? I think
I'm not talking about they get away with being gay because
you're cutting out.
White. But I'm saying that it's more, they feel more comfortable doing things that they want to do, even if they are deemed as degenerate behaviors, because they're not demonized when a white person is doing it. And so, just like,
can I tell you my theory? I think the reason, I think part of it is because they're white. So I'm not going to say it's not because they're white, because they are. It is because they're white, and it's because globally everybody worships whiteness. And nobody is going to convince me that globally people don't worship white people. Obviously they do. But another reason why is because they're unapologetic in what they do. They are unapologetic. They're not going to give you an excuse. They're not going to apologize. They're going to stand 10 toes down on it. It is because they are unapologetic in what they do. And that's one of the reasons why overall society embraces it. Because they are unapologetic. But
that's because they feel like they have the right. They feel like they have the right to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, they do feel like that, but who's stopping Black people from feeling like they have the right to do whatever they want to do?
Society as a whole.
Well,
the programming, the educational system.
Right, but they're not telling, but they
mass incarceration.
They do on a behavioral front, but not in terms of you having pride of your Blackness, you having pride in your sexuality, you having, like, nobody's stopping Black people from doing that, because even when they shame people of no color don't care. Like, men of no color have been told they smell like wet dogs. Do they seem like they care? They don't care. No. They don't care at the end of the day. And so I think it is the level of pride. It's something about them having pride in who they are, feeling like they're superior, exerting that in a society and saying, even if you don't think I'm superior, it is what it is. I'm still going to act like that. I think there's power in that. And I think Black people should adopt that, specifically Black women. Like, Black women should stop being apologetic about their standards, stop being apologetic about what you want out of a relationship. If you want a man who has a certain amount of money because you've gone out and you've put the work in to build yourself up, be unapologetic about it. Like, even with the Goldman Sachs things, I saw on a thread, people were like, oh, Black women need to check their egos. And it's like, no, Black women don't need to check their egos. Black women should be very proud, and they should celebrate the fact that they are getting certain accomplishments while they're double oppressed. You shouldn't be basing whether you celebrate your accomplishments on how Black men are gonna feel. Black men are low achievers, so they're gonna stay on the bottom anyway. You're struggling through two facets of the oppression. They have one. The other one gives them privilege. Their maleness gives them privilege. So if they're not succeeding, it's because they're lazy, as far as I'm concerned. It's mostly because of their mindset and because they're lazy. The reason why I say that is because Black women are still finding a way to succeed, even though we're racially oppressed and we're oppressed based on gender. So right. What is Black men's real excuse? They just don't want to?
I want to say for me, I notice with my sons, what I do is if they're ever struggling with something, I just do it for them. And I have to stop myself from doing that, because it's like, obviously it's a detriment. It's a detriment. But it's just like, it's definitely a detriment, but it makes it like they expect things to be easy. And it's like, it's not, life isn't easy by any means. But I don't know if other women do that same thing, but I literally had to catch myself, even with my 18-year-old. Just recently, I noticed that he was struggling with something, and I was like, oh, it's okay, I'll just do it. And it's like, no, make him figure it out. You know, have him keep trying until he succeeds, because if he doesn't, then what about in life? He's going to give up at everything. It's just giving him a little too much of a hard time, because I am the one stepping in and doing it. And they know for sure mommy's going to figure it out, because no matter how hard it is, no matter what it is, it can be done. And if it can be done, then I can do it. And I have that mindset for myself. But am I instilling that in them? I don't think so. I am making them think that I can do it, but I'm not making them think that I trust them to be able to do it, because I'm doing it for them. So I do
wholeheartedly support that decision, because I think it's for the best. So I because all they will do is, once they can't get mommy to do it, they'll just go find a woman that.
Right, exactly.
That's what they'll do. And so they'll never actualize if somebody's always doing something for them. And obviously the intent is well, but it's good that you've realized, okay, this is not okay, because Black women as a collective have not come to that realization about Black men, because that is what Black women collectively do. Like, you're not the only one. Black women throughout the entire community, that is what we do with Black men. If Black men can't advocate for themselves, okay, then we'll advocate for them. If Black men are not going to protest, okay, well, we'll protest. If Black men are going to whine and cry about police brutality and are not going to do anything about it, then we'll go write books like The New Jim Crow, or rally for officers to kind of back up off Black men. Now, that's backfired, because now you got an extremely high Black femicide rate, but nonetheless, that is what we do. Oh, hey, Themis. Can y'all give Themis the warmest welcome y'all can? Thanks for coming in here. Themis, are you going to cut down that video and separate the part with the bandit pastor? You probably are. So I'm going to look for the separation of that, because that should be two different videos. I was watching that over, and let me tell you, I might have to do a breakdown on that part with that bandit pastor. I might have to. Do y'all want to do a sister talk on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we should, because that. It's a problem when the pastor's mentality is the same as the Manosphere bandits. That's really a problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I
actually
want to break that part. I want to break it down. I want us to break it down and analyze what he's saying, because this narrative has to stop. Like, it has to. This false narrative that society has stopped Black men from, like, it has to stop. Like, we just can't keep perpetuating blatant lies. We can't. Well, here's the thing, like, welfare does not put people out of the home. They never did. All they do is
right.
Like, that's all they do. You either will get benefits, or they will terminate benefits and say, oh, hey, well, whatever, because of whatever reason you don't qualify. They're not coming and taking anybody out of the home. So why are we still listening to this narrative that Black men were removed from a home? Like, I'm just not willing to listen to that anymore. I won't entertain it. But what I will do is I will pick apart some dusty narratives. I will do that to show y'all where they're going. But anyway, Brian McKnight. So Brian McKnight, Ella, has been exposed for, like, disowning his Black kids. He went out and found a white Asian woman. He's playing daddy to her children. They're not his biological kids. He had one biological child with the woman that he's with. She's a white Filipina. He's had one biological child with her. The child passed. Then he had another child and named it Brian McKnight Jr., although he already had the Brian McKnight Jr. that he created with a Black woman. His kids came out and exposed him and basically said, he doesn't provide. He never has. He wanted them, even though he's a wealthy millionaire, he wanted them to work a $16 an hour job. I don't know. Listen, please show me the millionaire white family who's a celebrity, whose kids, Ella will likely be back, but show me the millionaire white family whose kids are working for $16 an hour. Please show me it. Please show me it, because the notion that you would tell your children that they essentially need to pick themselves up by the bootstraps and work a $16 an hour job when your Brian McKnight is a problem. That in and of itself is a problem to me. Now, Black people can sit here and have this mentality that wealth should not be passed down to their children, but that's a faulty mentality. Nobody goes by that mentality. If you are going to establish generational wealth, you cannot do that without passing your wealth down to your children. That does not involve telling them to work a job for somebody else, build up somebody else's business, and only get paid $16 an hour. That absolutely not. Absolutely not. So Brian McKnight has been exposed many times for basically disowning his Black family and embracing the family of an Asian woman of no color. And last I checked, Black men were promoting this message of not being stepfathers. So why was Brian McKnight condemning his Black children for not wanting to work a job that pays $16 an hour, but yet he went and bought this Asian woman of no color's daughter a BMW whose base amount is over $100,000. Base amount. The amount of the car is like $112,000 base level. Now we know he didn't get her a base level. I'm sure there were some customizations. So Brian McKnight has been getting dragged all over the internet. First, he attempted to come out with some 7-year-old pictures talking about how he was with his kids and this, that, and the third. And now he made this video response that I want us to go over because the video response is just disgusting. Brian McKnight is trash, and I'm happy I've never bought one of his albums. This is what bandits do. And I want y'all to look at the nasty attitude and the arrogant overtone that he has as he's going, like, dude, do you not realize who put you in the position that you're in? And I feel like this constantly happens with bandits, where because we already know it wasn't Asian women lining Brian McKnight's pockets. This was Black women. Most of the people who bought his albums, went to concerts, supported whatever he did was Black women. Let me play this. Let me just play this so y'all can listen. I'm going to share the screen too, because this is a problem. And then Ella, if you want me to, pause at any point, let me know. Look, let me tell y'all already, what's her name? Nia Long got on here and was like, gross. And I'm like, it is gross. It is gross. I want y'all to listen to what he's talking about though. What? Hold on, I don't know what's going on with, yeah, because this should be playing some audio. Let me pull this up on my phone really quickly because I want to make sure it has audio. There's something about these when you pull them up. Hold on. There's something about these that when you pull them up on your phone, they have audio. But when on the internet, and I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but I'm about to download this. Give me 1 second. Let me download it. And then I'll be back with But this man is so nasty and disgusting. This is exactly what I be talking about when I talk about the disdain that these bandits have for their own Blackness and their Black children. Because you don't just sit up here and you don't just have this attitude towards your children and refer to them as those children. Like, it's like, right. Hold on for a second.
Those children that are half his DNA.
Yeah, because look, on my phone, the audio is on it.
I don't live in the past. I live in the present and the future. I am so proud of the man I am.
But on Instagram, it don't want to have no audio.
He's proud of the man that he is.
Yeah, I don't know why on my computer the audio is not playing. It says no audio. Like if I pull it up on my computer, let me share the screen so y'all can see how it says no audio. But I think we already know it has audio because I just played it on my phone. So look, it says video has no sound. The video, like, what do you mean? The video does have sound. Like, what you mean?
Right.
So I don't know what Instagram is doing with online, but whatever. I downloaded the videos, or I'm waiting for them to finish downloading, because I'm downloading 5 of them at one time. But
That's a lot.
I don't know why it's saying the video don't got no sound. And it does.
Yeah, maybe Brian McKnight doesn't want his stuff shared.
And to my wife.
Maybe it's just not being shareable on the platform that you're on.
Yeah, they do. But I noticed they've been doing that.
Yeah.
They've been sitting up here. She said, please show Nia Long's comment. Okay, let me look for it. Because Nia Long went on there and she was just like gross.
I mean, she's right. I guess he's proud of the men that he says, but clearly some Black women aren't, and I wonder if his mom would be.
So this is Nia Long's comment where she came on here and just said gross. And it is, when you hear the way he talks, there's some other people who came on here too. Some other celebrities. Nia Long was one of them. She did come on here and say gross. There's another person like Laura Govan. She said, I know all too well about abandonment, estrangement, narcissism, delusion about the lies they, deadbeat, believe and tell. Some sperm donors should not be called dad. Real fathers don't abandon his children ever. And so there are celebrities on here condemning him too, which is what he needs, because I think he put this out here and he thought he was clearing up his reputation. And the only thing that he did was further ruin it. Nia Long is right. If you were going to sum this up with one word, it would be gross. This is just like his mentality is disgusting. It's like, what are you talking about? And then he's referring to his children as those children. Like, I want y'all to understand the level of disdain this bandit has. Let me play the first video.
I don't live in the past. I live in the present and the future. I am so proud of the man I am today, the husband I am to my wife, Leilani, and the father I am to our children.
This is not the first video. I need to find the first video. They don't have it organized because that's not the first video.
Finally,
this is the last one.
And breach of contract. I posted. I never abandoned anyone.
Use a lie. You abandoned somebody.
I don't. Internet. If someone said that I did something I didn't do, and I want a case proving that I didn't, I demand a public apology. I demand.
Are you able to hear it?
And I demand a retraction of statements. The base value of that life insurance policy was $300,000 with $18,000 worth of interest.
You guys put a 1 in the chat box if you said the volume is too low. Okay, let me pause for the calls then. Let me go get my speaker. Oh, Ella dropped off. Hold on, you guys. Let me go get my speaker. I'm just going to play it from my phone. Hold on. I'm just going to play it from the phone. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go get my speaker. Okay, so give me a second. I'm gonna play it from my phone because I really do genuinely want y'all to hear this bandit, because this is a high profile bandit.
Here. There's been a lot of discussion online lately about how I talk about my family on social media. Typically,
Hey, hold on. Let me go back to it because I want y'all to hear the beginning.
I'm McKnight here. There's been a lot of discussion online lately about how I talk about my family on social media. Typically, I prefer not to give attention to the internet trolls, but now my family is being harassed online and accosted in public, apparently because some people can't handle seeing my happily ever after. Coming after me is one thing, but the moment you come after my wife and our children, it's another story, because even more important to me than defending my name is defending and protecting them. I want to address some of these recent discussions. There is a very simple reason why I post about some of my children on social media and not others. The children that I do not currently have relationships with, I don't post about them. Instead, I post about the children with whom I do have relationships, with whom I am proud of. Brian McKnight here. There's been a lot of discussion. There is a very simple reason why I post about some of my children on social media and not others. The children that I do not currently have relationships with, I don't post about them. Instead, I post about the children with whom I do have relationships, with whom I am proud of, and about whom I want to share my pride in their accomplishments. I don't live in the past. I live in the present and the future. I am so proud of the man I am today, the husband I am to my wife, Leilani, and the father I am to our children. I'm so proud of our love, our family, our life. So I will, without apology, continue to shout about it as loud as I can.
I want y'all, hold on.
The handle seeing.
Let me just
Ask
let it go.
you, why are you even on my page? Maybe you should ask yourself that too. There is a very simple reason why I post about on social media.
Pause here. First of all, he done called y'all, the people who built him up into the millionaire celebrity that he is, y'all who gave him the financial wherewithal to even be able to get his wife. He's calling you trolls. Talking about how he will unapologetically sit up here and promote another woman's children over his own because he only got one kid by this woman. So when he says children, that is plural, meaning he embraces another man's kids. That's what he's doing. He's embracing whoever left this woman a single mother. That's who he's embracing, those children. He is now moving in to be a stepfather. And quite frankly, a father, because if you over here buying $100,000 cars for somebody, you might as well be daddy at the end of the day, even though you ain't biologically. But while he's over here doing this, he's talking about how you're a troll and that he's going to continue to unapologetically engage in its behavior. Let's go to the next slide.
In 2020, my biological daughter, Brianna, sued me for defamation and breach of contract. I posted a page from the lawsuit here and the file number down below so you can look this up for yourself. And you will see that she did not ask for an apology or even ask that I remove the alleged false statement from the internet. All she asked for and all she wanted was money. The case was dismissed before there was any decision whether my statement about her was defamatory. We settled the case earlier this year, and I agreed to pay Brianna some money, but here's the interesting part. She sued me for defamation and breach of $1 million life insurance policy, and I agreed to pay her $318,000 with no admission of any wrongdoing whatsoever. In 2020, my biological daughter whatsoever. You heard that right. She dismissed $1 million case in exchange for payment of $318,000 with no admission that I did anything wrong and no requirement that I retract my statement or remove it from the internet.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
If someone said that I did something I didn't do and I want a case proving that I didn't, I demand a public apology. I demand an acknowledgement of wrongdoing, and I demand a retraction of statements. The face value of that life insurance policy was $300,000 with $18,000 worth of interest. I did not defame her. I made no false statements. I made up no stories. You can do what you will with that information in deciding who you think won the case. I know that some people on the internet would rather not know the truth about what happened. But for those of you with an open mind who are more interested in facts than rumors, I hope this helps explain what really happened whatsoever.
Okay, before I go to the next one, let me say this, because I've been through lawsuits and settlements. He can sit there and say whatever he wants to, but at the end of the day, it's a typical part of any settlement for the accused party to not admit any wrongdoing. That's customary. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, of course, if the only way attorneys usually settle is if they don't think they can win the case. If they think another person may have a stronger case or something about the defendant that they may be representing is going to cause them to lose the case, then they settle.
Right.
Settle.
And
You
the thing
don't
is,
settle if you think you're 100% right, you just take it to trial.
for the fact that he would actually, like, this is his daughter, his actual child that is suing him. Why don't you just give her the money? It's not like you can afford it.
No, she had to sue him, and then they decided to settle the lawsuit.
Right. And it's just like, this is your child. Why are you so estranged from your child that she's suing you? And instead of mending the relationship, you're going to try to have her settle for $30,000 or $300,000 versus the $100,000 that she's suing you from. And this is your child. Like, fix your relationship. Like, no one's going to be saying, oh, well, she sued him. This is your child. What did you do wrong? Like, children have unconditional love for their parents. So clearly you're screwing up majorly if she's suing you. But not only is she suing you for $1 million, but you're going to have her settle out of court for significantly less, and then pride yourself and pat yourself on the back for that and be like, see, I didn't do anything wrong. No, you did. You did. This is your child. Your child is not going to sue you for no reason.
Well, this is the thing. He's trying to invalidate what she's saying by saying, well, oh, she settled without a public apology. Okay, but you already said you settled with a statement saying you did nothing wrong. So if you were to come out and agree and give her a public apology, you might as well admit to wrongdoing. Why are you condemning her, acting like if you settled the case and put a statement in there with no wrongdoing, you're not going to backtrack on that by giving her a public apology, which you might as well then at that time admit wrongdoing, because why are you apologizing if you didn't do anything wrong?
The thing is, I would respect him more if he apologized for hurting his child, because clearly she's hurting him, she's suing him. So for the fact that he's not acknowledging the fact that his offspring, someone that he shares his DNA, is hurt and clearly hurting by him, and he doesn't think, he said, oh, I didn't even apologize. That just means you're a shit person. I'm sorry. I will apologize for you. You are a shit person. I'm sorry, his daughter, that you had to endure that. I'm sorry that, like, you can't say you're sorry that she's hurt. Really? This is your daughter.
He was out spreading rumors about her, saying that she was in a relationship with her cousin. And somebody in the chat box, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is why she said that's why she sued him, because he was saying that she was in a relationship with one of her cousins. You don't get to accuse your daughter of incest and then try to come out and condemn her and say, well, as a part of the settlement, you didn't settle for a public apology. How many of y'all think that he would have agreed in the settlement to a public apology after already saying, okay, well, I'm gonna give you this, but I'm making no omission of wrongdoing, but I'm gonna come out and apologize for the lack of wrongdoing? Right. Even if she put the stipulations in there and said you need to give a full public apology, he wouldn't have done it anyway.
And the thing about it is, if he's settling out of court, that means that he knows that she wasn't in a relationship with her cousin.
Right, because if you had a winnable case, then you got a winnable case. And some celebrities may settle because they don't want to deal with the publicity of it and having it ruin their reputation.
But he the one who put that out there.
But in this situation, it sounds like you could have cleared up your reputation by just taking her to trial. Why did you settle?
Right.
Like, just don't settle. And then want to condemn her because she didn't require you to give a public apology that you wouldn't have gave anyway. It's like, I can't, like I'm telling y'all, these bandits are trash, and Brian McKnight is proof of it. Let me go to the next slide, because I think we got two more things to go over.
I want to address the abandonment issue for the last time. Those kids and I have had a long history of conflicts, mutual estrangements, and resolutions. But there was a time when we were truly a successfully blended family. Julia, Jack, BJ, Nico, and Brianna. Our home was filled with love and acceptance, so much so that the kids were all calling each other siblings, contrary to the picture that's been painted online. Christmases, birthdays, Thanksgivings, Friendsgivings, all spent together, even standing up for me as my best man in our wedding, along with their brother Jack, which I posted a pic of here. Shortly thereafter, the same conflict over money arose again. We parted ways, and the next thing I knew, there were two posts from Brian and Brianna in 2019 telling the world a completely different narrative. Finally, I never abandoned anyone. Our estrangement was mutual, but those posts made any roads towards reconciliation and acknowledging them a dead issue. And I changed my will the next day. I've spent the last 30 plus years building a recognized, respectable name, and ironically, there are still people out there who are trying to smear my name while still carrying it, hoping to use it for their own benefit. I make absolutely no apologies for naming my infant son Brian. I want him and the world to know that he is the one who is my true legacy. So I'll be over here, continuing to love and protect my wife and our children as we continue to love our life.
So that was the end of it. This dude is literally referring to his biological children as those children, talking about they simply, if all it takes is for your children to make a post online and you disown them and cut them out of your will, then that's something that you wanted to do anyway. That's just what you wanted to do.
Right.
This man is disgusting. Whatever you thought this was giving, it didn't give. This made you look worse. And Brian McKnight, what Brian McKnight needs is for the Black community to alienate him. Let him be built up by Asian Becky's community. Nobody else should be supporting Brian McKnight, who is Black. You a fool if you supporting Brian McKnight, because he's already telling you that he reduces you to a troll. First of all, you putting your public business all over the internet, so you clearly want a reaction. If you're putting this family information out publicly, even if it's with your white Asian family, you're doing it because you want a response, or else you just won't do it at all. You don't post public pictures publicly. You don't make your Instagram account publicly and then post pictures on it and put captions. Who are you talking to when you write in the captions?
Right.
It's like, what the hell? Talking about he will continue to do these things. Yeah, because you want somebody, because at the end of the day, Brian McKnight is in all the blogs. His name is still trending and circulating. So at the end of the day, you're doing this to stay relevant, all the while sitting in a video looking arrogant and zesty, talking about how people are trolls, and you will unapologetically continue to post the family of this woman because you just having a kid with this woman. Okay, cool. Just say I'm gonna post about my son. You're not posting about your biological son. You're posting about her daughter and her son. Like, so what are you talking about? You already had a Brian McKnight Jr. and then you went and named your infant with her, Brian McKnight Jr.
Yeah, that's so disrespectful. That's so disrespectful. Like, oh, here's my replacement son. This is my half white son that's better than the other one. That one is gone now, so he disowned me, so now I got this one. Look at my cute little mixed son. It's like, you're trash, bro. You're so trash.
Yeah, he's disgusting. But unfortunately, this is a mentality that's too prevalent in the Black community because the mindset of bandits is one as such to where they can't show value for anything that's white. It's not a coincidence that he went out and found this white Asian woman and invested in her, talking about how her daughter is the daughter. She made him a girl dad and she the daughter that he always wanted, and then giving her $100,000 cars. Like, you're trash.
And he has a daughter?
Yeah, he has a daughter. Mm.
Wow. Yeah, those are not microaggressions. That's emotional abuse. That is seriously emotional abuse that he's doing to it. Public emotional abuse. And I would drag him out in the street and beat the brakes off of him if that was my child.
Like, it's really disgusting. I was gonna play the video from his ex-wife, but she had a lot of music behind it. And I just don't think that I don't think I can play it. Let me find it.
Because yeah, he raggedy for that. He is so trifling. Like,
yeah, so I don't know if I can play this. It's not gonna play online anyway. I'll show you guys it. But she looked like she ain't all there anyway. Let me share the screen. I mean,
the gross is definitely the perfect one-word comment to describe his behavior.
So this is his ex-wife and the mother of his Black children. And
she's cute.
Let me see if it has audio. Yeah, it's saying the video has no sound again. But even in her background, there's just way too much music, and I don't want to get a copyright strike.
Right.
But she's supposedly on here addressing the situation. She doesn't really address it. I really wish I could show y'all how she sounds when she talks, because she doesn't sound like she's all there. Like, she sounds like an alien.
Like she knocked on her head a few times?
Yeah, she sounds like she has been knocked on her head a few times. Like, it's like, I really wish, and the music is loud. Her background music is loud. Like, I really want to show it, but it's so loud that you can like hear who's singing it and the lyrics of it. And I just feel like if I play it, I'm gonna get a copyright strike. That's what I really feel like. And I don't like copyright strikes of whoever's song it is, not her. I don't think she's gonna copyright it because of her video. Whoever's song it is will be copyrighted. But she did come on here and she got into this long drawn out thing. I want y'all to hear briefly. Hold on, let me stop it, because it's, for whatever reason, it's not gonna play on here. I want y'all to hear briefly why I can't play it. I'm just going to play a second of it.
Yeah, because it would be really good to hear from her, or even one of the children, their point of view, because it sounds like Brian McKnight is just like trash on so many different levels.
Family.
Yeah. So like her music is so loud that I don't think if I filed a copyright dispute, I could justify it as background noise, because it's too pronounced. Yeah. It's like way too pronounced. And so I wanted to play it because I'm like, it's good that she came out and made a statement. But then I listened to it and she doesn't really address Brian McKnight. She doesn't address what he's saying. She doesn't really address, you said that is her song? I don't know. Y'all gonna have to prove to me that that's her song. And then even if it's her song, she might have it copyrighted. Yeah, like they YouTube is really sensitive with this copywriting. And quite frankly, I really think the reason why they're taking the audio out of it on Instagram is probably because they're cracking down on copyright too.
Right.
They're doing it. They're starting to do it on TikTok too. Like if I come on here and I go over a TikTok video that has somebody else's music in it, they'll copyright it on YouTube too. So I'm not going to risk it by playing the video and having the music playing in the background. I'm not going to risk it because she's not addressing what needs to be addressed. She's just talking about vibrations and elevating your vibration and doing, and it's just like, you're supposed to be talking about what's going on with your baby daddy and you not doing it.
And her children, like defend your children. Like she could address the cousin incest very, I mean, she could have addressed that and said, maybe this is why he thought whatever. Or maybe but it seems like he's just flat out lying.
Yeah, no, he is. And the reason why he's lying.
He disown his family?
Huh?
He wanted an excuse to disown his family?
Yeah, no, he wants it to be acceptable. He don't want people to be dragging him anymore. But I think people should not drag him. I think you should just not support him. Don't stream his music. Don't buy into whatever projects he's doing. The Black community needs to just completely get rid of Brian McKnight. Like, he needs to be over there, trade him over into the Asian community at this point and let them, because I'm tired of Black men being built up by the Black community. And then when any accountability gets placed on them, they're like, oh, well, you're trolled and I'm gonna do whatever I want to. Like, to a degree, I think you should stand 10 toes down in what you're saying. But what I don't think you should be doing is insulting the people who got you to where you are. Like, you can't forget where you came from.
Right. He's biting the hand that feeds him.
Yeah, he absolutely is. But whatever, Brian McKnight can just go to dusty hell, wherever he need to go. So Debrat and Judy, Debrat and her wife. Ella, did you hear how Debrat is pregnant?
I did. Isn't she like 45, 50?
Yeah, so her and her wife decided to go to a sperm bank and they decided to get some sperm, right? To have a child. So the egg is Judy's egg, or Jessica Dupart. Brett just called her Big Booty Judy or whatever, so that's what everybody call her. So it's Judy's egg. They went to a sperm donor and then implanted it so that the brat could carry it, which I can see why they did it. If it's not the brat's egg, then maybe they just wanted to include her in the process and say, well, it'll be my egg with a different donor and then you can carry the baby. So all of us are doing something. Now, I get that part of it, but the brat.
No connection. She'll get the paternal part of it. Yeah.
And I'm wondering if maybe there was something going on to where Judy couldn't carry it or whatever, but I just
probably didn't do it. Isn't she around the same age as her? I mean, they're in their 40s.
Yeah, they are. And it is hard on a 48-year-old woman's body. Please believe that it's very hard on her body to carry a baby to terms. Right. Especially, I think they're having a boy. Boys are harder to carry and come with way more issues than girls do. This is the scientific fact.
Well, generally, the woman's body tries to fight off the testosterone in it. So she might, the boy might not even have enough testosterone from having, being born by a woman or maybe she wouldn't have enough. No, because she's mostly estrogen at this point, right? Or does her estrogen levels goes down? I don't know, but
no. Her hormone levels are increased. They increase during that, but I don't know. They didn't really say why. Okay, I'm getting you out of here because you gotta go. Bandit's just being here begging to get blocked. Like, you will never find out, Bandit. I wouldn't even let you look at my big toe. Like, listen, one of my big toes are swollen right now because I dropped this bottle of I didn't drop it. There's this liquid bottle of vitamin that's about this big.
Yeah.
And it fell off the refrigerator onto my big toe. And let me tell you, it hurt really bad. My big toe is kind of swollen right now. But anyway, that Bandit wouldn't even get to look at my big toe. Like, get out of here. But anyway, so they announced, and I know people drum up controversy for their show because they have a reality show called Brad Loves Judy or something like that. Yeah, they have a reality show. So they announced last week that their sperm donor was white. And they were, the brat made a response about how Judy came out and said that they picked the sperm donor because there was only one black man in the pool. And the brat said he looked like Jiminy Cricket. So they went with a white man. They got dragged for it, of course, because at the end of the day, these are still black women. We still live in a black male worshiping culture. So bandits are essentially complaining that lesbians don't want to have a black male sperm donor. I don't know why. they even went to the extent of saying that that Brad and Judy should have went and got some of Nick Cannon's sperm or scoured the black community and found a random black man on the street. It's like black men are not that important. Y'all need to knock it off. Like they're not that important to where somebody's going to go get Nick Cannon's sickly DNA. It's like, ain't nobody about to have Nick Cannon's sickly DNA. Nick Cannon just lost a child because of his sickly DNA. So like Nick Cannon sitting over here with lupus. Like who's like, okay, yes, come here, bring me your lupus infected DNA. Like ain't nobody doing that. Like y'all crazy. Like this is how crazy black male worship is.
Yeah, that's insanity right there.
Yeah, so Judy and them came out because they were getting dragged. So first Judy came out and said that, look, the black men who were there, first of all, there's not a lot. They're less than 5%, which they're actually 2% of sperm donors. Judy said that she has like 3 different genetic precursors for genetic diseases that are very complicated. And she said that the one black man that it was narrowed down to, he wasn't compatible because of the genetic diseases that she had, which means that he was probably a carrier for some of them too.
Right.
They went with a white man who wasn't one. They got dragged. So now, even though Judy came out and explained, they had to go on Tamron Hall and explain because they still getting dragged because we live in a toxic black male worshiping culture where people tend to it's like black men are just not that important. I don't understand why we're sitting here acting like black men are so important. Their sperm is so coveted that we just need to get some just to get some. Like y'all be like, I swear, like
been okay with her going to find a crackhead off a corner somewhere and get his sperm before they got a white dude's sperm because
basically that's their attitude.
Yeah.
That's basically their attitude. That is exactly their attitude. You should have went and found a black man.
A hobo under the bridge and got that sperm.
Yeah, how much you cry?
What? Why is this thing? Did this get taken down? I think it got taken off. Hold on for a second.
It's like, no, thank you. Don't nobody want no struggle genes. So it's like if there's genes in there that aren't going to struggle, and I'm going to go and match myself with the struggle genes just because it's black.
I didn't think it would be offensive to anybody.
Okay, hold on. I got it. Okay. Now let me go back to it. Let me lower this out and go back to it so we can hear it from the beginning, because she went on Tamron Hall and she had to explain this Jiminy Cricket comment because of course black people blew a gasket because how dare you demean and degrade a black man. Like it's just so annoying. It's like y'all, like the people doing it, just know y'all get on my nerves. And if I could sanitize y'all, I really would do it because it's just so annoying at this point. It's just, they're just not that important. The white woman already said getting attention from black men is not a badge of honor, but y'all are still acting like it is. And I don't get it. I just don't.
I didn't think it would be offensive to anybody. I cracked jokes about almost everybody that I saw. That one just happened to make it in the show. I wasn't trying to be mean or like say anything negative about black people. We were looking for a black donor. That we're black. We wanted a black donor. So it was just misconstrued and taken way out of context. Like I talked about quite a few people as we joked looking for donors, but that's the one that made it. And I guess they thought it was funny. And I didn't think it would bother anybody or else I would have taken it out. I had no idea people were going to be so offended, but I meant no harm whatsoever. We wanted a black donor. Like I was just like, what? People take things and run with it. And I'm like, what? People who know me know that I didn't mean any harm. So if I offended anybody, I do apologize. But it was a joke between me and my wife and the doctor. Like we joke like that. We play around. So it wasn't meant to be offensive in any way.
You know, when I knew it was real and it was impacting you, first of all, you're carrying a child and you don't need this kind of stress in your life. You have all these complications. But when I knew it was real and I wanted to call you, when you posted that Instagram, every time I see Judy, she is perfection. She's a beauty mogul. You had laid bare. There was no makeup. There was the hair. And I said, this is getting to her because you went on social media, just your bare, vulnerable self. And you said it was just she has this kind of sense of humor. Yeah. But the attacks and the hostility
Yeah, so I'm more on social than she is. And there were things that I was really trying to avoid her from seeing. They had comments that said, I just hope you guys miscarry. And I didn't want her. I think I was more affected because I know she, you know, she's a, you know, it don't matter. I don't care. But it was a lot of stuff that and then I'm in Bentonville. I have a meeting at Walmart. I'm in a Walmart meeting trying to delete all these different comments because we shared a post, and I know if they're coming on my page, they're coming on her page. So I'm trying to delete a lot of stuff so she can't see it on my page and she can't see it on her page because it was extreme hate. And I feel like I'm kind of used to some of it, you know, from being on social media. But when it comes to our child, something that we work really, really hard for, I was in the hospital, like something we worked really, really hard for. I felt like, oh my God, if nothing else at this time, I feel like this should be at least an educational moment so our people aren't as ignorant, so other different women don't have that situation.
I didn't think it would be a
Listen. When I say there's certain things Black women need to be unapologetic about, this is one of them. This is an entire pregnant woman. Now, look, we get that the brat has operated in masculinity. She's basically dressed up as a boy the entire time. Like, we already know. Like, nobody, I don't think anybody was really surprised to find out that the brat was in the LGBTQ community. I think everybody naturally assumed it. Like, even when she did that feature on Tyrese's What Do You Like? I like that song. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna listen to that song when I get off here, actually. But even though she did that, a lot of people weren't buying it. A lot of people still said, okay, the brat is in the LGBTQ community. So I think the only person who was really surprised was Lisa Ray. And I don't even believe that Lisa Ray was surprised because it's like, if that is your sister, then you know the section doesn't. Listen, ain't none of our sisters gonna be LGBTQ and we don't know. Okay. Right. We gonna know. So at the end of the day, please, Lisa Ray, go somewhere you already knew. You can do stuff for TV, but you knew. Nonetheless, this is a whole entire pregnant woman. Now, Black women will sit up here and talk about how babies are a blessing and they should always have a baby, but then you want to drag the brat because she didn't get no Black sperm donor, so she should have a miscarriage?
I think it's a good thing to notice that in her masculinity, she's still trying to protect the chick from all the negative outcome of choosing a white sperm, because she's like, I was deleting all the messages. Knows how she's in her masculinity even while pregnant, carrying a woman.
No, that Judy said that. That was Judy who said it, not the brat. Judy said she was deleting stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Judy was deleting stuff because Judy was trying to protect the brat because the brat is an Aries. So, she gonna sit there and say she don't care, whatever, she don't care. So Judy said she was in a meeting with Walmart.
She's trying to child.
Yeah, she's trying to protect her wife and their kid, because it's like, here comes the Black community showing the evil that resides in them. They always want to sit here and talk about the sanctified, saved, and holy, but the minute that you get an opportunity to act like a demon, you act like an upper level one, and that's basically what Black people were doing, acting like demons. They lost all their Christianity. They didn't even know who Jesus was when they were sitting up telling the brat that they hope she have a miscarriage. Now, why would you sit up there and wish a miscarriage on another woman? Why? Just out of sheer Black male worship, because you think that she should have a Black male donor, and because she said the Black man looked like Jiminy Cricket, and they sit up here and tell you that you manly, that you masculine, you too dark, your hair too nappy, your nose too wide, and anything else they could think of. You sitting there protecting the man who drag you for filth all day, every day, wishing a miscarriage on this woman. How small of y'all?
Right, and her just wishing death on an unborn child. But they're also the same ones that don't want abortion to happen. That can't happen. So if they decided to have an abortion on their own, then they're evil. But it's not for them to wish a miscarriage on a mother and her child.
I'm gonna need Black people, and I'm not even gonna say Black women, because Black men were doing a lot of crying too, but I do suspect that it was because Black men don't defend themselves against anything. So y'all not gonna convince me that most of the people in the comment section going at the brat and Judy were Black men. They barely know how to type a sentence. coherently. So y'all not go convince me that it was black men. It was likely mostly black women in there, because when I even did my initial commentary on this, I looked at the blogs. I looked at the comment section, and it was mostly black women. How dare you disrespect black men? You can have a preference. Just say you want a biracial baby. You should have picked the dude up the street. You should have got Nick Cannon. Y'all can't tell me you couldn't find a black man nowhere. That's what black women were saying. Black women were overdosing on black male worship, and apparently deviltry too. If you would sit up here and tell this woman you hope she have a miscarriage.
And they shouldn't have to be able to tell you anything. Like, they don't have to tell you that they couldn't find a black donor if they didn't want to. And it sounded like they were having a conversation amongst each other, and it was recorded, and then you got this information. So it's not like they were trying to tell you anything to begin with. They were having a conversation, and you pretty much overheard it. And so why would they try to convince you of something anyway? They shouldn't have to convince you of anything that they desire. If they desired a white baby, then they could have went and had one. But that's how is that any of your concern? That's what I don't understand. Like, why are people getting all up in arms about things that doesn't really affect them?
And thanks to the people in the chat box who are saying that it was black women. It sounds like something that black women would do, because I know how black women get when they want to blackmail worship. Like, I get black women who want to blackmail worship coming into my comment section, calling me all types of names. And it's like, look, I bet you won't take the link though. That's all I'm going to say. I bet you won't take no link. But you will sit in my comment section talking about how wrong it is to not give birth to bandits who are toe tagging you. Okay, whatever. You can say whatever you want to. Say it when you take the link though. So I know how black women... Did you really come in here talking about Myron's annoying bald spot says? This person's name, you must have been in Themis's chat box last night. This person said there's an annoying fruit fly. It said Myron's annoying bald spot says.
That's their name.
Anyway, that's funny. Yeah, that's your name. But yeah, no, I know it's black women. I know it was black women in there. I know it was. Black men don't know how to spell miscarriage. They don't. Most of them don't know how to spell miscarriage. I know it was you, black women. And it's like, for you to y'all are the same black women who will sit up and say, oh, well, if you're going to not birth black men, you might as well not birth black women. Yeah, because black women are the nothing ass bitches of society too. Like, really? No. Like, I'm telling you to stop birthing nothing ass bitches into society who are sitting up. These bandits keep talking about welfare took them out of the home, but they get more food stamps than white women do. They are the single male group who gets more food stamps than white women do, but they sit up complaining about welfare all the time. This is why the government said they're costing them $50 billion by being broke ass, nothing ass bitches. And black women have the nerve to be sitting here telling a woman that they want her to have a miscarriage over some bandits. I just want to know when black women go learn. I really do. Y'all don't. We're trying to spell miscarriage the way a bandit would. Bandits don't know. They in here with they struggle miscarriage spelling. They don't know how to spell it. Like, if you look at some of these comments from these bandits, no punctuation, incorrect spelling. You got to sit here and try to decipher what they trying to say like you decipher in Morse code. Don't nobody got time for that. The bottom line is this was black women sitting up here doing all of this at the expense of some bandits who literally are going to turn around and toe tag them. But like, as black women were dragging the brat and her wife, a bandit was toe tagging a black woman. Because they're doing it every 5.5 hours. So clearly, at some point while y'all were defending them, a bandit was toe tagging a black woman, just so y'all know. But y'all sat there and defended them and try to stress this woman out, wishing them, it's just, I just wish some black women would check the demon in them. I wish y'all would check y'all's demon. But anyway, let me just move on. And I'm just going to say this about Jamie Foxx's daughter really quickly, because at this point, I don't really care about what's going on with Jamie Foxx. All I do know is that his preferences ain't nowhere to be found. And even Jamie Foxx's daughter coming out and saying he been out of the hospital for weeks. Listen, if he was out of the hospital for weeks, then you could have said that instead of sending that message from his account. You could have just said, no, he's out. You could have said weeks ago that he was out of the hospital. So I don't know what kind of game they sitting up over here playing. I really don't. I don't know what game Jamie Foxx and his daughter is playing. But imagine your dad being out of the hospital. He's a high profile actor like Jamie Foxx. Everybody on the planet who is familiar with Jamie Foxx wants to know what's going on with him. The media keeps saying that he's in the hospital. It's a month already. And you just continue to let this go as his daughter.
Right.
You keep allowing them to put out reports saying that the family is preparing for the worst, that you need to pray for him. Why did you allow all that to go out when you could have said weeks ago that this man been out the hospital? I don't believe him. I don't believe it. Do you believe it? Do you believe he been out the hospital for weeks? But then go on for a month of the news reporting that he in the hospital withering away.
Well, I never heard that he was in the hospital withering away, so that's news to me. So him being out is news. Why was he in a hospital? Like, I have no idea what.
Because on April 11th, his daughter came out and said that he had a medical emergency and that he was in the hospital in critical condition on life support. They've been giving updates, like it's May 13th, and she just came out yesterday talking about he been out the hospital. So you waited over a month with the media consistently reporting this. Let me tell y'all what she wrote. And she gonna say, sad to see how the media runs wild. The media ain't the only one you running wild too. My dad has been out of the hospital for weeks recuperating. In fact, he was playing pickleball yesterday. Thanks for everyone's prayer and support. We have an exciting work and announcement coming next week too. So you out here while these projects that Jamie Foxx have are being canceled by the production companies, mind you. And your daddy been out the hospital for weeks and you talking about the media's running wild? And you ain't, though, because you running wild, allowing them to think that your dad's still in the hospital when they ain't. It's like, girl, you 3 weeks too late. You could have came out 3 weeks ago and said he been released for the hospital. Why you ain't do it if he had been out the hospital? Like, really? We don't care about him playing pickleball. We don't. We want to know why you allowed this to go on for over a month and you didn't come out and say anything. Because what they did allow too, they also allowed is a comment to be made under something Nick Cannon was doing. You could have, during that time when that comment was being made, you could have announced that your daddy was out the hospital. Why you didn't do it?
Right.
He's either still in the hospital or you wanted the attention and the publicity. And Jamie Foxx does not need to attention whore for publicity. He's Jamie Foxx. He don't need to attention whore. So what are you doing? I think they lying. I think they lying. I think he's still in the hospital. I'm gonna come out and say it. I think he's still in the hospital, and I think they're lying.
But so they just said it was for a medical emergency, and the thing is, like, he doesn't have to be in a hospital. They could have actually got him into the house and had hired a nurse. Like, that's probably what it is. He probably not in a hospital, but he could still be having the issues that he was having, just having someone taking care of him at home. Usually when it's a person with that much money, they don't need to sit in a hospital, you know, unless they require the equipment. And more than likely they don't. He has his own doctor. They have their own nurses. They don't have to be sitting in a hospital to be getting the medical attention that they need. So she could be right about that.
Right, but why ain't Jamie Foxx coming out and making those statements, speaking for himself? If he's doing so well, recuperating, why ain't he saying nothing?
Because he could probably still need the medical attention.
He's right, the medical attention. One of the things that they said is that Jamie Foxx's condition had gotten so bad that he couldn't speak. So if his condition is still so bad that he can't speak, then why are you saying that the media is running wild? Then the media ain't running wild. You can just say that rather him being in the hospital recuperating, he's at home recuperating. But if he's not out speaking for himself and you need to speak for him, then something's still wrong.
Right. Right.
And you let this go on for 3 weeks longer than you need to. If you said, like, he has been out of the hospital for weeks.
Yeah.
And you let it get past a month and then you come out and say, oh, well, y'all just tripping. He been out of the hospital. She been seeing everything that's been said about her dad. We all know that. We know they've been tracking the media. You've been knowing that people been speculating about how this man been doing. And then you will come out after more than a month and basically say y'all just stupid because he been at the hospital. Yeah, no, ain't nobody buying that. Whatever you selling, ain't nobody buying it. It feels like you pissing on my leg and calling the rain. That's what it sounds like.
Right.
It does. We ain't seen a picture of him. He ain't came out and made no statement. The only person we keep hearing from is her. If your daddy doing so well, then tell him to get in the video. Annie, are you okay?
Right.
At that point, that's the point that I'm at now. Now I now want to send a wellness check to Jamie Foxx's house because I don't believe his daughter. I want somebody to send a wellness check over there because I don't believe her. I don't believe her. Make him get on the Instagram live. We've seen many celebrities go on Instagram live stream to do lives and interviews from the hospital. Tell your daddy to get on online then. If he ain't in the hospital, tell him to.
Pickleballing.
Yeah, because if he can pickleball, he can make a statement himself. Why ain't he doing it?
Right.
I think this man's still withering away in the hospital, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to talk about what everybody been wanting me to talk about, which is this whole thing with Jonathan Majors, okay? Because listen, let me read this article I got on Jonathan Majors because listen, this is, I don't know who they think they pulling an okie doke on. I don't know who they think they pulling an okie doke. Hold on. So they said he bent this woman's arm, and this is not a coincidence.
He bent her arm like this or like that because like
I'm gonna read it. As
you
soon
can't
as
just bend people's arms without breaking it. She had to be like.
So 4 days ago, now mind you, with Jonathan Major's situation, his attorney keeps saying that he's innocent, right? Since this has happened, his attorney has come out saying he's innocent, talking about how much evidence they sent to the district attorney that proves that he's innocent. She put out some blurry pictures of what's supposed to be the woman in the club after the so-called altercation to prove that she wasn't hurt. Then more women came forward. They didn't disclose these women, but the women came forward. Mind you, the DA have not dropped the charges, even though his attorney was sitting there saying, well, they gave evidence to the DA and they expected him to be exonerating. He's not getting exonerated. In fact, they added more charges to it. So, and not only that, Jonathan Majors just had his court appointment, I think on Tuesday, on the 9th. So I think that would be Tuesday, right? Either Monday or Tuesday. What's the 9th? He had his court appearance. Tory Lanez also had a court appearance, but anyway, we already talked about Tory Lanez. So he had his court appearance to acknowledge that he's coming there. Then this article came out here. Let me show y'all this article. We'll just go over it together. So this is the article that just came out 4 days ago. So to me, I already see the okie doke that they're trying to play with this whole Megan Good situation. But it says Manhattan prosecutors released new details about allegations of DV against Jonathan Majors. Charging details say Majors twisted his accuser's arm, hit her ear, and pushed her backwards into the car. Majors was arrested, which we already know, in March after New York police said they responded to a domestic dispute.
That sounds like a kidnapping.
Yeah, so all of this was revealed on Tuesday morning. Now, so the 9th was Tuesday. According to new charging details about the alleged March incident, Majors pulled the victim's middle finger, causing bruising, swelling, and substantial pain. She also said he grabbed her right arm, placed it behind her body, and used his hand to twist my right forearm and right middle finger, causing substantial pain to my right forearm and right middle fingers. It also alleges he hit her with his hand on her right ear and caused a cut. So they're just talking about all the things that he's done. This is what the attorney said. We have provided the district attorney with irrefutable evidence that the woman is lying. Clearly, the prosecutors disagree, including video proof showing nothing happened, especially not where she claimed. We did this with the explicit promise from the DA that they would not fix their case and charge it as we prove the woman is lying. This is a witch hunt against Jonathan Majors driven by baseless claims. Instead of dismissing dismissing the allegations in the face of the woman's clear lies. Nobody on the planet is seeing the lies as clear. This lady even set up and released some text messages that was supposed to exonerate him, and all it did is make him look more guilty. So I don't know why he's not getting a new attorney at this point, but whatever in my case. The DA had adjusted the charges to match the woman's new lies. To be clear, there are no new charges against Jonathan Majors. Well, listen, I don't believe what his attorney says at this point. Oh my God, like what is up with this fruit lie? Like, I really want to smack it, but it's over here being annoying. Like, Jesus, get out of here. Go somewhere. Like, it's just, now, I got it. Yeah, okay.
You killing things.
Okay, that fruit fly won't be a problem no more. But at this point, listen, Jonathan Majors is as good as guilty. Like, I haven't seen any evidence that came out that would say that he's not. The text messages to me solidify that he was guilty. The grainy pictures and videos prove nothing. I don't even know why you put them out. But it is not a coincidence to me that the Black community has its opinion, which is basically saying, well, listen, you see how loud they are? They loud, ain't they? Are you going to hear the background noise? Wow, that motorcycle out there was very loud. It felt like it was in the living room. Well, I guess that's a good thing. But the Black community and Black women specifically, because everyone already knows Black men don't defend nothing. So if they ain't gonna defend themselves, they ain't about to come to Jonathan Majors' defense. They'll sit up and talk about conspiracy theories. They trying to take a good Black man down. Jonathan Majors ain't doing nothing worth anybody taking him down, but sure, whatever. So now all of a sudden, Megan Good is dating Jonathan Majors. Now they sitting up here saying Megan Good is dating Jonathan Majors. Let me read this article, and I'm gonna tell y'all the okie doke, because I know what the okie doke is, and I'm just not falling for it. What is his name? Michael B. Jordan. He ran the same okie doke. But if y'all think that these high profile people don't look at the blogs and look at videos and what they're saying, then we are sadly mistaken, because they do. And the reason they do is because they don't have a choice but to, especially in situations like this involving a celebrity court situation and a man's career is online. The Black community's support of Jonathan Majors, specifically Black women, is the one that got him here. So therefore, when there's a situation where he's at risk of losing his community support, people tend to do things to make sure that he maintains his community support. And Black women have been very good at it. I'm very proud of Black women for saying, let Becky's community get Jonathan Majors. I'm glad that nobody is actually supporting these bandits. So let me share the screen.
I mean, if Megan Good is with them, then she's clearly supporting them.
Yeah, I don't think that she's with them.
I mean, she's clarifying that she's not, so.
I don't think that she's with him. But nonetheless, is saying Jonathan Majors is dating Megan Good as he faces assault charges. This is not a good look for Megan Good at all. And I wish Megan Good would understand that. But unfortunately, one other thing that the outside communities understand is that Black women are always going to defend Black men, even from their own preferences. And that's largely what this is. This is an attempt of a Black woman to change the support level and retain Black women's support by being a stand-in and saying, well, look, he's dating me, so he likes Black women. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Furthermore, Jonathan Majors is dealing with a preference tax. There is a price to dealing with these women who are their preference. I couldn't care less who Jonathan Majors dates. Jonathan Majors had the struggle face, therefore I wouldn't want him anyway. Body is nice, face ain't. There's nothing about this face that would make me be like, oh, okay, I want him. I don't even want to watch your movies. The only thing of his that I've watched is Lovecraft Country, and it was a good show. So it is what it is. I'll watch Lovecraft Country, but I'm not feeling Jonathan Majors. I just think he's the same as every other bandit who has a fixation for women of no color, but who also understands that in order for him to beat Jonathan Majors, he needs to retain and maintain the support of Black women. There's no way Jonathan Majors will maintain his celebrity if he does not maintain the support of Black women. Even if he get out of this position, even if Disney or Marvel keeps him on as King the Conqueror, even if he does another Creed movie, none of that is going to matter if Black women don't support him, because Black women are the ones going there purchasing, watching his movies, doing everything, whatever. If Black women do not continue to support Jonathan Majors, there is no Jonathan Majors. It just is what it is. Jonathan Majors liked women of no color. Nobody has ever seen him with a Black woman, and now suddenly here comes him dating Megan Good, really, and she decided that she would date Jonathan Majors as he's going through a court case for a DV charge against a preference.
Yeah,
Really?
that's she looks stupid. She look hella stupid. I would say, well, you go have to. Oh my God! Like seriously, I'm just gonna say there's clearly some money exchanged, because there's no way that she's just like openly wanting to be with this dude after all of the stuff that he's going through right now, and clearly having a preference of women of no color. But then as soon as he's in the gutter, because that's where he's at right now she's like, oh, okay, I'll date you. No. Like I'm not buying it for at all. I'm not.
And after she just got out of a divorce from a pastor, it's not a good look. Even this right here, even if it's not true, this is not a good look for Megan Good. But they know that Megan Good is coveted in the Black community, much like Nia Long. So I think they feel like I think they feel like Megan Good wouldn't take a hit from this. I really feel like they believe that this wouldn't impact Megan Good negatively because of who Megan Good is.
Right.
Everybody likes Megan Good.
And she's not going to take a hit from it in the Black male community. She's not going to take it in the male community. No, she won't take a hit from it, because
she won't. She'll still be seen as desirable to them now.
Oh, absolutely, because she has
from Black women.
Now she's caping. She's caping.
Take it from Black women. She will. It will negatively impact her from Black women. And I think it's a foolish move. I don't even think it's true. However, this is the same thing that Michael B. Jordan did. Do y'all remember when Michael B. Jordan had a whole bunch of criticism because it came out that he don't support Black women? So Black women were putting all over the blogs, cancel Jonathan Majors, don't support Jonathan Majors. And then all of a sudden you saw a bunch of pictures of Jonathan Majors with Lupita Nyong'o. Put a 1 in the chat box if y'all remember that, because the same thing happened with Michael B. Jordan. Now later, after he flopped with Lupita Nyong'o, he then later went on and started dating Lori Harvey. But at the end of the day, this is the same thing that Michael B. Jordan did. Creed was coming out. Black women were talking about boycotting him and canceling him. And then he decided to put out all these pictures with him with Lupita Nyong'o. A lot of people thought they were dating, and they were like, oh, well, they should really date. That's a good combination. Lupita Nyong'o and Lori Harvey were able to retain the support of Black women. They were able to retain the support of Black women for Michael B. Jordan. That is exactly what they're doing with Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors still don't like Black women. I don't think he's dating a Black woman. This is not a coincidence to me, because we ain't ever seen, have y'all even seen a picture out prior to this with Megan Good and Jonathan Majors? I haven't at all.
It's like, did they even know each other?
Like, that's what I'm thinking. Do they even know each other? Do they associate with each other? I've literally seen nothing on Jonathan Majors having an affiliation with Megan Good until now. Oh, you're going to have to get out of here if you hating on Megan Good. I'm going to have to block you. I don't want to, Rebecca P., but I'm going to need you to reel it back a little bit. You're not going to sit. You just sound like a hater. Because from your avatar, you... And I'm not saying you're ugly, because you're not, but really, you go sit here and say both have a better, who's both? Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, right? We're not including Megan Good in that statement. Like, we're just, It would just look like being a hater.
You just sound like a hater.
Yeah, but I'm thinking she's talking about Michael B. Jordan. I'm thinking she's talking about Michael B. Jordan. There's absolutely no way. There's no possible way you're calling Megan Good a butterface. There's no possible. Oh yeah, you said yes to men. Okay, thank you. Because I was gonna say it's just gonna make you look like a hater. Like I would never sit there and say you're ugly because from your picture you're not. But it would give hater vibes. If you were talking about Megan Good, people are gonna be like, yeah, that's kind of hating. But it makes sense that you're talking about Michael B. Jordan. So sorry if I offended you at all. I wasn't trying to. I was just thrown off by that. I was like, what? So, but anyway, this is an okie doke on Black women. This is what it is. And I want Black women to consider this. What do they think of you? What do they think of you if they think that a man like Jonathan Majors can never acknowledge a Black woman, be only seen with women of no color, get caught up in a DV situation, the preference told, and then all they got to do is bring a Black woman to be a stand-in. Oh, you said Megan Good did the same thing for Jamie Foxx? Yeah, so this is just apparently, Megan Good was in that picture with a collar around her neck and a leash that Khloe Kardashian was holding. So as pretty as Megan Good is, and as much as I like her, obviously she's not against being in some questionable situations. So to me, if you'll be in a photo with Khloe Kardashian prior to the multiple different faces that Khloe has had, but if you will be in a photo with Khloe Kardashian where you have a dog collar around your neck and she's holding a leash, then to me, this is not surprising that you would be in this situation. You said Megan needs to speak up ASAP. Well, she might end up doing it because they going in online. Let me find that Twitter link because they are going in online. Let me show y'all this Twitter link. Because Twitter is just like, well, say what? Because Twitter already know this is an okie doke. It has to be. So these are some of the things on Jonathan Majors. This a dude said, no, Jonathan Majors, and they're reportedly dating, whatever. But this dude said Jonathan Majors going back to the ancestors after the milk allegations, trying to put him back into slavery. Well, this is a typical okie doke that a lot of these Black men play. And it's like, you don't get to sit up here and play like this. And the reason they're playing like this is because Black women are starting to try to get some standards on which Black men they support, and rightfully so. Because you shouldn't be supporting a Black man who you never see with a Black woman at all. Yeah, they can date whoever they want to, but you can support whoever you want to. And if you don't have to support a Black man who always is running around with a woman of no color, let them support them. I was going to say, let them bitches get it back. Look, this girl said last week y'all tried to unalive Jamie Foxx. I'm not believing a word y'all have to say about Jonathan Majors and Megan Good. And look, this is an okie doke publicity stunt. I feel like the truth never sleeps. We're making way. Okay, anyway, well, I ain't gonna promote your wave. So anyway, like people always want to clout chase off of somebody else's name, and that's what he's doing. So they just on here talking about, look, someone on Instagram said the higher power, they're trying to bring him down because he's a Black man.
But why though? Like, he's just brand new. Like, it's not like he's really anybody. And he's not doing anything. He's not making any waves. He's not, fixing anything for the Black community. So the higher powers is pretty much white supremacy. So why would they have any interest in him? They don't, because he's not doing anything for Black people.
This says sources with direct knowledge tell us over the course of the last several weeks, Jonathan and Megan have gotten close and the relationship is fairly new. What's more, a witness tell us they were at the Alamo Draft House in LA last weekend to see a movie. So nobody took a picture? Because if somebody is telling you, a witness tells you, where's the pictures? They're too high
Right.
celebrities. Like, you ain't gonna tell me that Jonathan Majors was at the Alamo Draft House in LA with Megan Good, as
And you
he's
have,
on trial for having a DV situation with this woman of no color, and ain't nobody took no pictures. Please.
especially when everyone has cell phones and every cell phone has a camera on it. Even from the beginning of cell phones, they have, I mean, second generation cell phones have cameras on them. So show us some receipts. I mean, it's not that hard.
Somebody said so bro was cheating. Exactly. I don't believe this. I'm gonna let y'all. I don't believe it. I'm letting y'all know that now. I
He's not gonna be cheating on her and then kidnapping her at the same time.
This person said he went back to dating black women a little bit too quickly. Y'all low key no major than the downgrade. And as severe, I don't believe that he's with her. But if he was with her, would it be an upgrade? Yes. And it will be a downgrade for Megan Good. Look at this Bandit. He back in the game. Like, I can't stand Bandits. I'm gonna let y'all know I can't stand Bandits. I just can't stand them. They give me a headache. They make my booty crack itch. I literally like.
Yeah.
I really do. I found my booty crack itching the other day, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm annoyed with Bandits. Of course, that's why it wouldn't be happening." Like, it just,
Sounds like a parasite,
like
sweetie.
you're not gonna pull this BS right before Mother's Day. It's like, because we should be focusing on the mothers. By the way, shout out to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day. But you're not gonna sit here and try to put this out to have us focusing on a bandit who's having to pay the preference toll on Mother's Day. Y'all not gonna try to overshadow Mother's Day with this bullshit. You not. Like, really, this is a bandit who's literally trying to fix his reputation. We not buying it. But I think black women need to think about what this says about what society sees and thinks about them. If you can just get Megan Good out of stand-in for a man who literally has an ongoing DV case and ain't never been around no black woman, and then that's just okay. So now all of a sudden black women are just going to start supporting him. Look, this dude said that boy know how to get his bag back in order. Yeah, because black men understand black women's psychology. They do. Black men understand black women's psychology because they created it. They conditioned you. They brainwashed you to think that you got to get every black man's back and be they ride or die and continuously support them. And I don't want to do. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. Because even when I was a black male worshiper, one of the things that I was not going to do is defend a black man against his own preference. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to defend you. Whatever you get as a result of being with your preference, whatever that tax or that toll is whatever you get. I don't care. I'm literally not about to sit up here and play these games with y'all where you think that you can just bring out a random black woman. And Megan Good ain't random, but still, where you think you can just randomly come out here and parade Jonathan Majors around with a black woman as he's literally going to court for the woman of no color that he was DVing. And then I'm buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And this is insulting, and black women should be outraged and insulted by this. You should be insulted that they think all it takes is for them propping a black woman up with this man. And then all of a sudden you supporting them. Okay, well, he was still running around with Beckisha and them, putting hands, feet, TVs, and phones on them, apparently. He was still doing that. Him being Megan Good doesn't change it.
Hands, feet, TVs, and phones.
Ella, you didn't know they was out here putting hands, feet, TVs, and phones on their preferences?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
They throwing everything but the kitchen sink at their preference. And if they can't throw the kitchen sink at her, they can throw her at the kitchen sink. They doing everything. They doing everything to their preferences. They really are.
They got him looking real stupid in that photo.
This person said, is that the dude on trial? She know how to pick him. I'm low-key hating because I want her. Of course you are. But I don't believe this, y'all. Do y'all believe it? Listen, do y'all believe it? Do y'all believe he really was Megan Good? Because I don't believe it.
I mean, I don't know his personality or how much, he's putting in, but it doesn't, it's not adding up. It's not adding up to me. I'm sorry. It seems like a lie. I call BS on that.
I call BS on it too. And I think Black women need to keep the same energy, because I think that they read the blogs, they see what Black women are saying, and the Black women are saying, well, that ain't our business. He over there with Becky and them. He can go on about his day. They see that stuff. They see it. And they want you to still support him. They know that Black women's support is very important to his career. Even if he does get exonerated, if Black women know that he does not choose Black women will hopefully stop supporting him. They want you to believe that he still will choose you. And no, he won't. This is a publicity stunt, I believe. This is simply here to manipulate you. And Black women need to be outraged, offended, and everything else. It's how dare you sit up here and try to okey doke us and get us to believe that Jonathan Majors had a change of heart.
It's just like we all know that Megan Good is like highly sought after. Like seriously, she's like one of the Janet Jackson. She's she's on that level right now for being beautiful and for guys wanting her, and she's going to choose a guy that chooses white women and abuse them and is currently in court for abuse of one. And we're supposed to think that he's like, never mind, I want to be with Megan Good. And she's like, okay. What?
Yeah, because Megan Good existed before he got with this woman of no color.
Like the whole time. And she was single. And he's over there abusing someone else and then decide, never mind, I want to be with her. And the thing is, the actions that he was doing is literally kidnap. So he kidnapped this white woman that he wants to be with. So he has to kidnap her. Mm-hmm. But then Megan Good is going to willfully just be like, okay, I want to be with you. He chose me. No, sorry, bro. I'm not buying it.
Yes, a while back, Megan Good was on Hollywood Unlocked, and they were asking her about NLE Choppa coming out, talking about how much he wanted her. There was no mention of her affiliation with Jonathan Majors. None at all.
Right.
Was talking about seeing them out weeks ago, them possibly dating, or anybody that she's talking to. And Megan Good seemed like she was disinterested in talking to anybody, really, quite frankly. She just got out of a divorce. Like Megan Good just got out of a marriage. But it's like, so she jumps out of a marriage with a pastor and decides to date Jonathan Majors? Like, yeah, I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, you have certain women in the community who are the top desired ones in terms of celebrity. You have Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, obviously. Even if Kelly Rowland ain't, I'm putting Kelly Rowland in here because she should be. Except for her defending Chris Brown. You got Beyonce, you got Kelly Rowland, Janet Jackson, Nia Long, and Megan Good. Those are as the ones that are the top desirable ones. You ain't convincing me that Megan Good decided to just slum with Jonathan Major, who's who deciding to date somebody while they going through a trial for DV anyway.
Right.
It's like, no, let me wait till you get exonerated. Let me see if you even did this. And then
because red flags are all over the place. I mean, public red flags there, buddy. Like, it makes her look stupid. I'm sorry. It makes her look
stupid and low tier and weird. But most importantly, I just want Black women to understand what this means in terms of how they see you. That they can because they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't think this would work. They really literally think that all they got to, it worked with Chris Brown. It worked with Chris Brown. Chris Brown been excluding Black women. Chris Brown been talking about how he don't deal with nobody who don't got good hair. There has been parties where people have literally come out and said, hey, Chris Brown is telling them at the door, don't let Black women in. All Chris Brown got to do is come out and call Black women queens one time, meanwhile, while showing disrespect for them, while simultaneously showing disrespect for them. And if Black women are defending Chris Brown, then absolutely Black women will support Jonathan Majors. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's because, unfortunately, this is what Black women have demonstrated. That is why this is Black women's reputation. This wouldn't be your reputation being the janitor, the cleanup crew, and the protectors of all things Black and male if you hadn't demonstrated that all it takes is essentially symbolism, because this is symbolism. This is not real. This is symbolism. So all they have to do is pretend to like you and you'll be bought into it, and they know it. They know it. They know it because Black women still went out, especially after. Do you think Black women, listen, Michael B. Jordan's stock increased with Black women after he started dating Lori Harvey? I guarantee you that.
Oh, absolutely.
After he was in pictures with Lupita Nyong'o, listen, his Creed movie did well. Black men ain't going to go see Jonathan Majors or Michael B. Jordan in Creed unless they want to go. They couldn't care less. It ain't even a real story.
Right.
So it's been happening because this is who Black women are. By and large, Black women will. All it takes is a little bit of symbolism because the self-esteem is so low, there's no standard. So all it takes is a tiny bit of performative symbolism and Black women are buying into it.
I'm actually taken aback by it. Like, I feel like they think we real stupid.
They do. They know. Listen, they know Black women advertise their mentality all day, every day. They show it when they sit up online and wish that the brat would have a miscarriage over Black men. Mind you, if a Black man is going to get an egg donor, there could be 5 million Black women's egg there and 3 white women, and he'll still want that white egg. You can best believe he's still going to purposely, even the Black women could be positive matches. They can be beautiful. They can have high IQs. They can be genetically clean. That Black man is still going to pick that white egg. But y'all sitting there, he ain't even if he got access to any Black woman that he wants to, he still go pick the white woman's egg. But y'all will sit up there and wish in a miscarriage on a Black woman on behalf of bandits. So the reason that you have this reputation as being the janitors of society, the reason you have the reputation of being the cleanup crew for bandits is because this is how you actually act, unfortunately. I wish Black women didn't act this way. But
and the thing that sucks is, like, even with Megan Good not saying anything, not debunking it, is literally making her look bad. Like, even it could not be true. It could totally just be like, okay, you could say it and I won't say anything. Like, you still look stupid, check.
If she get enough backlash, she'll come out and say something. She will. That's why Brian McKnight didn't want to go out and make that statement. He's been getting dragged. And when I say Brian McKnight been getting dragged, he been getting dragged by his gray hairs. He been getting dragged by them. Every last one of them. They've been going in on Brian McKnight. And his wife too, apparently. That's why he came out and made a statement. So if Megan Good get enough backlash, she will come out and say something. She ain't gonna just let it go.
I mean, and I will be suing people. Because that's People's Magazine talking about that they're together. And I'd be
they can't be sued because the reason they can't be sued is because of how they're preferencing it. They're saying according to people closest sources close, according to a witness. So they're saying that somebody else is saying this. They're not saying that they're saying it. So they won't be sued. But the thing is, it's like, it's pathetic to me that people feel like this is all it takes to get Black women, because you shouldn't be supporting a man. And the thing is because Black women have this thing about, oh, well, he's not verbally degrading Black women. Well, he didn't say anything negative about Black women. No, he didn't say it out of his mouth.
He's showing it
with his behavior. That is what's most important. Showing is more important than telling.
Right. Doing is more important than saying. It's like, what?
Yeah, nobody goes by what you say. Don't nobody care about what nobody say. They care more about what you do. What is your behavior showing? And his behavior is showing that while Black women will support him, while Black women will talk about how fine he is and how much they want him, he feel the opposite. He'll go get a low tier Beckisha before he go get a high tier Black woman, because that's, even if he is dating Megan Good, that's what he did. He went and got that low tier woman of no color. And then once he got in some hot water, then he wanted to go get a Black woman. And that should be a problem for you. It should be like Black women should be outraged by this.
Right.
It's
So
like, how dare you?
Becky.
Yeah, it's like, how dare you think so lowly of me that you can just prop him up with a Black woman and that's supposed to be enough? That's enough, though. And only after he gets into a situation.
Proved that he's garbage. Like, after he's publicly proved that he's garbage.
Right.
It's like you've publicly proved that you're garbage, and now you're with what's her name? Megan Good? What? Megan Good, you really need to say something about this. I would be like, no, sorry, Bob. Even if we were together, we're not anymore. Like, no. Not with this, not with all this going on, we're not together. Your red flags are out there. You're too publicly volatile. Like, I can do better. I am worth better. Like, why would you? No, absolutely not. I would be like, no, sir. Even if we're not anymore. No.
I guess they think that if he's with Megan Good, then that makes him look innocent because
no, it makes her look stupid. That's all it does. It makes her look stupid.
Yeah, I mean, they are quoting the Yahoo article over here is quoting TMZ, and they have a hyperlink on here. So let me read TMZ. Here, let me share it and we'll read TMZ, and then I'm gonna jump off of here because I got to get ready for our family dinner. I got to go make some runs. So TMZ is reporting it. They're saying explicitly Jonathan Majors and Megan Good are dating. So it's saying TMZ has learned the actor recently started dating Megan Good. Sources with direct knowledge. So TMZ is reporting the same thing. TMZ is reporting the same thing that Yahoo is.
And it says recently started. So like now that he's clearly rubbish. Now he's good enough for a Black woman. Now he's on the standards of he's on the level to date a Black woman.
Yeah, they said it's unclear how serious the relationship is, but we've reached out to reps for Megan and Jonathan. So far, no word back. Of course, Majors continues to fight criminal charges. This is just all bad. And then they put the alleged text here that really just make him look more. Look, these are their smoking gun pictures. These are the smoking gun pictures that they got. Like, you can't even tell.
Right.
Like, this is supposed to be her. Mind you, you can't identify people by their hair. Hair is not anything that you're going to identify people as unless you're using it to extract DNA. You ain't gonna tell me you're going to be hard pressed to get this picture by a jury.
Right.
By saying this is her or this.
Well, I think they blurred the face. The face looks like it's blurred. So,
no, this is hair over the face. This is her bangs.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is her bangs covering her face.
Yeah, they're doing the most.
Like, it's like y'all doing too much. Like, nothing about this exonerates. Like, he did the new PR team.
Okay, so people don't get assaulted and then still party? That's not saying that he didn't do all that stuff that they said he did. Just if she was drunk, she probably, or even had high adrenaline, she still wouldn't even feel it until later. So just because she's partying doesn't mean he didn't assault her.
What I will say is, in this picture here, if a person is holding, you see right here where she's holding her fingers apart here, and they said that one of her fingers were hurt.
Right.
A person would hold their fingers apart if one of them is hurt.
Absolutely.
They will hold them apart. Now, no, I don't know where they got the idea of her finger being broken from, because she didn't say that her finger was broken. But people who have hurt fingers, unless she has something in between her hands here, which I don't know if she has anything in between her hands, maybe, I don't know. But To me, this is not a smoking gun. I can see why charges have not been dropped. This is not a smoking gun or any indicator that
Right.
it just is what it is. But listen, I'm gonna be looking for a statement from Megan Good because this ain't a good look.
No, it's not. By
This
any
is
means.
not a good look. This is a very bad look on Megan Good. I'm gonna maintain I really don't think they dating. I don't think they're dating but even if they put this out that they are, Black women will still run with it and still continue to support them. And I think that Black women will do that to their detriment. But I'll let you get the last word, Ella, because I'm about to get off of here so I can go.
No, I agree. I don't think that she's with him. If she is, she looks stupid. It seems like it's propaganda. It should all be staged. However, if she was a good friend of his, I could see how she would try to, defend him in a way of saying, yeah, we can pretend like we're together because, it would look good for him to be in a relationship with her, because then it makes it like, okay, if she's going to be in a relationship with him, then maybe he's not guilty of doing this, because, it does make sense on that aspect. But if she's not a super good friend of his, and she's just allowing them to say that they're together and they're not, if this wasn't part of her plan too, then she looks stupid. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. It just looks.
But it's still her captain saving on him either way.
It is. The fact that they're even able to use her name in this situation is absolutely it's a problem all the way around. But people on Twitter are going in on them. They really are going in on them. But we'll watch out for it and see. But I really do think we should break down that clip of the bandit pastor that Themis talked to the other day. When he divides it, then I'll send it to you so you can listen to it, and then we can just determine it. I think we should break it down. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down whenever.
Because that was a weirdo bandit. Like, how are you a pastor and a bandit and you talking about history, but you don't know history? Like, how do you not know what you're talking about? If you're going to come up and talk about something and use it as a justification, at least know what you're talking about. And it's like the bandit. Anyway, we'll get to it though. But all right, I'm about to jump off of here so I can go and get this stuff and get ready. And then I'll see you later.
Yep. See you in a bit. Love you later. Bye.
Bye. Love you, Ella. Bye. Thanks, guys, everybody who's super chatted, and thank y'all for staying here and continuing to watch. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. Hold on,
Bye.
hold on, Ella, let me end this live stream.
Okay.
Okay, so I think I ended it.
We're still live.
No, like we literally should be.
It still says we're live on mine.
Let me do it on this end. Yeah, let me just stop the live. Wait, what? Oh, stop live stream. Okay, there we go.
No, we're not. Okay, good. So, Ma and I are gonna go and get the ingredients or the salads.
Oh, let me catch up one of y'all right now.
Well, yeah, I think we could probably cover it. I mean, it's whatever.
Well, I'm gonna send it anyway. I don't think I have your cash. Oh, didn't you have your cash app on here?
My cash app is always on there.
Cash app.
I'm trying to get some money. Hopefully, somebody will send me some monies. But yeah, we'll go and pick that up. What time are you looking? Because it's already 3. What time are you looking to meet? I'm trying to get Christopher and Kaden to come because I think that it would be good for the little ladies to have some mellow guy energy around. I think it will make them miss their dad fluff.
I think they should, and there won't be any arguments. I know Melissa's not coming.
Well, and the thing is that we're at a huge park, they can disperse and go get some fresh air if they need to, and then come back. Yeah,
because Ma said she had an umbrella. I have an umbrella too. So
yeah.
I can't like a big.
And then we have all these chairs that I'm gonna bring some. Yeah, we have some sitting devices. Yeah, quite a bit. And then I need to have a floaty thing that we can get in the water and float with if we wanted to.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get. Where is this Pagliacci at? I'm gonna have to find the one the closest to me. Oh, there's one in Bellevue though. But then there says there's one in Seattle that should be closer. Let me go on their website and actually see if.
I mean, if it's in Seattle, we might be able to pick it up on our way. So,
Well, I was gonna do the one, if you want to get it on your way, I can order it from the one off of 45th next to mine. I can order it from there and then.
Well, then it will be cold by the time we got it to y'all, if you ordering it from
Yeah,
there.
so that's why I was gonna do, I was gonna order it and then pick it up. I'm gonna make these hot wings right now because they can be in the oven in the meantime. But I don't know, do you think I should get the pizza first and then make the wings, or?
No, I would make the wings, and like you said, they can be in the oven, because wings actually, if they're hot wings, they can literally just sit, and people like to eat them cold too. So yeah, no, I would make the wings and then just have them marinating in the flavors, and then
Okay, well, I'm about to get ready to make these wings then now, since it's 3. And do you think we should just, because they already got the kids out the park. So if we did it at like 5.
yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I think as soon as possible we could start heading over. I'm gonna go and start grabbing stuff from the house and get the Caesar, and yeah, I'm probably gonna bring some
I'm gonna go
CBD survey.
Okay, I'm about to go poop and then I'll make the wings and order the pizza.
All right, love you. I'll see you later then.
All right, love you too.
Bye.
Bye.